Good morning. This is Robert Goodman from Positive Strokes Staying Clean. Yesterday, I put a new video out, and it was You Are the Most Important Person to Yourself. That's the name of the video. It has a lot of good information, and I hope that you will take a moment to check it out. But what I want to talk about, it's the weekend. Yes, it's the weekend, and it's Saturday morning. I start my day at 5 o'clock in the morning because I have 4 chihuahuas that I put outside every morning between 5 and 5:30 in the morning. So that's when I start my day. I want to share that the weekend is the most important thing for you, the individual. You've worked all week long. You've dealt with the situations of life, noise, I call it, dealing with family, friends, and strangers. But you had to go to work and you had to put in your due. And now it's your time. In recovery, your time is one of the most important items in your life that allows you to have and to learn about inner peace. My weekend, well, I'm retired, so every day to me is a weekend. And what I'm trying to say is that I allow myself to enjoy the peace of my home. I reflect on situations and problems that I have to deal with, and I can think about them in a clear mind. I'm not upset. I'm not acting crazy. I'm not all totally emotional. I'm in my domain where I can sit back and look at the problem objectively, which allows me to have inner peace. How do I get to that inner peace? How did I get to it in the first place? I had to realize that I am the most important person to myself. That it's up to me to take care of Robert. It's not up to Robert's wife to take care of Robert. It's not Robert's parents' job to take care. It is Robert's job to take care of Robert. So that means looking at myself from all angles, good, bad, and indifferent. I have to look at the mistakes I've made that week. I have to understand what part I played in the mistake and what part the other person played in the mistake. I must look at these things objectively and how I can be a better person from the mistake I made. I always say that when we make mistakes, that's not important. It's what we do after the mistake that's important. Our job is to learn from our mistake, grow, and make ourselves better than we was yesterday. That's all. Unfortunately, we all are imperfect people and will always make mistakes. So this is a process that we will have to do for the rest of our lives. And the more I learn about self, the more I understand that I have no power. I'm not that powerful. Some people think property, prestige makes them powerful. Money makes them powerful. Yeah, money does in some ways because you are dealing with people's livelihood. If you have plenty of money and you have businesses, then you're supplying their needs to live their lives. But in retrospect, is that no matter what you do, a person is always going to do what they choose to do. No matter what you say, no matter what you do, a person will choose to do what they choose to do. But let's get back to the weekend. The weekend is for you and your family to come together, for each person in the family that's in the house, in the household, to feel good about themselves, to be able to relax and enjoy the comforts of their home, where the family can interact with each other and plan things to do that's beneficial to the family. I believe that each weekend there should be at least one thing that the family does together. It's just one. I know some circumstances where each family member make up plans for that weekend, for that one day, one time, one thing that they make the arrangements and everybody follows. Everybody gets a chance to do that. So if it's for you and the family, that means one every week. That's a whole month. Everybody gets a chance to do what they like and do it with the family. Create that bond. Give something that each person has something to look forward to. Oh, I can't wait until it's my turn. I want us to do this. I can't wait till it's my turn. I want to do this. And you get to see the growth in your children, their creativity, and what they like to do. Life is short, and we don't have a whole lot of time to put off things. It's funny that a lot of people put off, I'm going to do all this when I retire. I'm going to do this. I'm going to we're saving our money. And when I retire, we're going to do all this. But life is in session at all times. Sickness can come in and rob you of your dreams. The loss of a job may rob you of your dreams. That you had to work for a while, so now you have to regroup And all those plans that you had for 20 years later goes down the tubes. Or medical problems, medical bills. So what we need to do is make small things that we can do as a family. Things that you can get together, that y'all can do, uh, places that you can go. Build your folder, your scrapbook up with. Well, nowadays we don't need no scrapbook. We got our phones where we could take pictures and we have it on our phones. We can put it to our computers. We can have them print out. We can do all that. We can share with each other. But the interesting thing is we can create from now until we get old. Until now, until we're under medical care, and well, we've created 20 years worth of 30 years worth of good times and special occasions and moments where we can look back, and when we're not able to do the things that we used to do, we can look back and our hearts could smile with gratitude and joy that we've had this time and we had fun sharing it and being with our family and having good times. Recovery is about living your best life. And in recovery, you have to find out what works for you. Just like I have to find out what works for me. And let me tell you, when I found out what works for me, I can't explain it. But what I can say is that there was no more weight I was carrying around anymore. I respected and loved myself. I stopped being my worst enemy. I stopped blaming myself for things that I had no control over. I started understanding that people have the right to make a good and a bad decision, and it's their life, and it's up to them to choose whether they should do the right thing or the wrong thing. Recovery's taught me that I can't save nobody, but I can give people information to help them find their way so they can save themselves. Because in recovery, the person that does the work is the one that is the hero for themselves. So it's Saturday. I want you all to enjoy your Saturday. Remember where you came from. Remember the obstacles that you've overcome up to this point in your life, and be happy that you did the work on self to get where you're at today. Do not feel negative because you've made mistakes along the way, because here's the thing. Everybody makes mistakes. And anybody thinks that they're better than somebody else, or they're more knowledgeable than somebody else because they feel they're better than somebody else, man, that's on them. That's not on you. When I work on Robert, Robert becomes a better person. Robert doesn't get involved in telling people what they need to do for themselves. What I do is I give information so you can look at, and if you can apply it to yourself and you feel that you need it and you use it and it's beneficial for you, then I'm happy. But if you feel that that's something that you can't use, it's okay too. Because you know what you need to do. The point is you have to do it. After all these years of recovery that I have, I realized that I know what I needed to do. I just choose not to do it. I wanted to do it the easy way, and I thought it was the easy way, but I just made things difficult and harder for myself because I choose not to do what I needed to do. But when I did, my life got better. So remember, you are the most important person to yourself. God don't create no junk. God has given you a gift. Find your gift. And once you find your gift, then you'll be wanting to share your gift and help others come to their full potential of being the best that they can be for themselves. I'm Robert Goodman from Positive Strokes, Staying Clean. I want you to know that I have over 285 videos on YouTube, Positive Strokes, Staying Clean. I have a lot of short videos, but also I have some long ones. And the long ones are anywhere from 15 to 30 minutes. They range. Some are shorter and some a little bit longer than others. But it's about recovery. It's about living your best life. It's information that can help someone, maybe you, maybe your friend, maybe somebody that you know, that'll help them, guide them through and navigate through the minefields of their life so they can live their best life. I try very hard to look at all aspects of a situation and give all the information I can about the situation so you can make a definitive, sound decision on making a right choice with your life. No one has the right to tell you how to conduct your life. You have the right to conduct your life. It's just like if you go into the store, you go into Walmart, and you choose to steal out of Walmart because you want that item, you don't have the money for it, that's your decision. But also, what we don't do when we make bad decisions is play the tape out all the way through. See, in the program of recovery, we say play the tape all the way through. What'll happen? If I get caught, then they're going to call the police. I might get arrested or I might just get kicked out of the store. That means they got a picture of me so I can't come into Walmart anymore. Now, if I go back in there and they catch me and I'm stealing, or I can be covered with trespass, then I can go to jail. Or if I have priors, then I got issues. Then I'm stuck in the system. So I got to ask myself, is it beneficial for me to jeopardize my freedom because of something I want? That's a decision that you got to make. Me, I'm not going to do that. I've been to jail. I know what it's about. I know how jail comes. You have no choice but to start over from the bottom. From the bottom. I've done that. So that's why I choose not to do that. But I had to learn myself. Some things I had to learn the hard way. So it's your choice, your life. I just want you to live your best life. That is the sole purpose of Positive Strokes Staying Clean, for you to live your best life. For you, not me, for you. You have a great weekend, and remember, I'm rooting for you to have a great and wonderful weekend.